The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
We told you she was going to be joining us on the show. She snuck into the building. We love her to pieces. And Have You Been Paying Attention is back tonight, 8:40 p.m. Urzila Carlson, welcome.
Ooh. Good morning. How are you?
Urzila, I got to say, sorry Fitzy is not here. He went to Splendour in the Grass on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
he hasn't made it back.
Drowned now. Honestly, it's like hell on earth. I saw photos of it and I was like, thank God I'm too old for that.
Yeah, it makes Glastonbury look like a desert, doesn't
Honestly, why would you go? You get to an age, I guess, over 19 and you're like, I'm never doing that
Hey,
again.
we've been asking that question seriously to him for a long time. He's 45 and he's still doing the music festival thing.
No, the minute, especially in your 40s, like Portaloos are off the table then.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a music festival person, though?
I mean, I've done a couple. I've been to a few falls festivals,
Yep.
but I mean, with every single one of them, I go, why am I here? And I was working at those festivals.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was doing shows at those festivals.
Wow.
And I was still angry at myself. I was being paid to be there and I was furious.
You're being paid to be angry.
Yeah.
Can you think of the worst show that you've ever been to?
Yes, I can. Right off the top of my head.
What
It
was
was New Year's Eve. I was in Byron Bay, Falls Festival. It had rained all night. And then at noon, I'd say, the heat started coming in hot.
Yeah.
And we were still in a tent, so it's basically like a sauna. So none of the drunk kids who likes to sit on the grass, because that's another thing you don't think about music festivals. There's no chairs. You're sitting on the grass like an animal. And then they were all just sitting on the outskirts of the tent while I was in there doing basically Bikram comedy to them.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
It was the
Bikram
worst
comedy?
Yeah, so
Because
hot.
it was so hot.
Yeah, it was about 55 degrees. I lost about 8 kilos during a 20-minute set.
Man, I tried Bikram yoga once and only once. It was so horrible because it was so hot and so sweaty, and because I wasn't sort of like the other yogis in there and carried a few extra kilos, the instructor, if that's what you call them, said every time they did a new move, she would look at me and say, "You probably won't be able to do this one.
Oh, how encouraging.
Oh, you won't be able to do this one."
This sounds like a whole show full of people who make bad decisions.
It is a little bit.
I think that's what it is.
Urzila, one of the things I love that you do is ask your fans for questions because you say it provides you with content. What is the dumbest one, though, that you've come across? Because I did read one where someone asked you if you were excited when you and your wife got pregnant. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, that was actually her sister. I'm not even
Brilliant.
kidding. When we found her sister, and she lives in Brisbane, shout out to anyone from Brisbane, and I said, we're going to have a baby. And she goes, oh, was it a planned pregnancy? And honestly, I could not headbutt my hand hard enough at this point. I was like, no, the dildo exploded. We're expecting Tupperware. Like, what? But yeah, no, I love when people ask me questions or talk to me. I'm like, all of this is going to be on a show one day. When people go, don't use this in a show, I'm like, I'm using all of this. I'm not discreet at all.
What about your family, though? How do they feel about that? Because sometimes I have to say when we tell stories, Whipper spends his life apologising to the people he names and shames on air.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, see, but I don't, because I don't really, like, I'll talk about my kids, but I never name them and I don't really say which one did what.
All right.
I just go because of my kids. And so I sort of just skim up top of them. Like, I mean, my wife, of course, that's a different story. She's probably going to take a baseball bat to me one day. But I'm actually pretty fast. Like, I don't look it, but I'm pretty
right. Okay.
fast.
Nimble.
Nimble,
Yeah,
nimble's the
yeah.
right word. Hey, your mate who works at Nova with us, and we love him to pieces, Sam Pang.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's stepped up a little bit on Have You Been Paying Attention, but he's always a bit of a weight to carry, isn't he?
Oh, mate, I feel like he's downloaded an app that gives him some notifications on the news. But yeah, no, he's not. I think his biggest downfall is he picks his own wardrobe. People don't know that. Like the rest of us.
Really?
Wardrobe
Those
gives us
shirts.
clothing. He picks his own.
Check
and it's
shirts.
always a size too small.
Yeah.
So he can show off his guns, and his one chest there, because he's just got one on the left side.
One chest hair?
Yeah, just the one. He really, like, his biggest dream is like, if you ask him what's your 5-year, what's your 10-year plan, he's like to grow a few chest hairs so he can wear a gold chain that he got for Father's Day a few years ago. But it's just never going to happen. Like, I've got more chest hairs than he does.
Well, let's not bring up an awkward moment on this show says, but
I
you
had
were wearing
chest hair.
you were wearing a low cut top one time,
Well, it wasn't that low.
there was a hair on your chest, and I thought it was something that had fallen from my chest to your
Because
chest.
it was sort of the size and thickness of like a Labrador dog hair. Like
Yeah.
it was cracking.
and I grabbed it to remove it off, and I just assumed it would come with me.
And it
but
was attached.
It was attached.
I feel like
Random
there
hairs.
should be
Random.
an HR person,
Thank
or at
you.
least like a I don't know, a carer on your show at all times to stop you from making bad decisions and
Yes.
pulling hairs off a colleague's chest.
I mean, I think that's why Millie left, because she had a skin tag that I pulled off her neck and it bled heavily.
Really?
That was another issue that we fell into here at
Oh my
Nova.
gosh! What you know? What your problem is?
What is it?
Your eyes are too good.
That's it.
My eyes are so bad. I can't see anything. I've got a full moustache. I look like Tom Selleck over here.
Is that your weirdest body hair moment? The old upper lip? Because Whipper gives me hell every day and says to me, "When are you going to shave your upper lip?"
No, Sarah's ready for November already. She's raising money. She's going to make a fortune.
Yeah, I mean, we're here for the boys, doing it for the boys. We're doing prostate awareness.
Do you know what a friend...
I just want to twirl my moustache. You don't know. This is how you know when your eyesight's going. When you go to get your eyebrows threaded and the lady goes, "And would you like me to do your lip?" And you're like, "What? How dare you?" Because you don't know it's there.
dare you suggest that?
They're like, "Oh, no, it's there, girl."
Do you know what's funny? That a friend of mine, she said the difference between being like when you were at 21st parties, you'd go into the toilets and everyone was touching up their makeup. Now, when you turn up to a 40th, all the women are in the bathroom and they've got tweezers out of their bag and there might be a hair on their chin.
Oh, stop
that they're
it.
pulling
Can
off.
I just say how unprepared these women are?
I
Of course,
reckon.
you keep a tweezer in your cubbyhole in the car, because that's where the best light is and the most mirrors. Every time I look in the rearview mirror,
You
I'm
do.
like, "Oh my gosh, who's this hairy beast driving my car?" And whip the tweezers out at the lights. Back in the day, I used to put mascara on at the lights.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Awesome.
ding, ding, ding.
Do you know what? You do see that a lot. Women plucking hair from their chin and just looking up. It is the light, isn't it? That gives you a
is. It's
chance to see
amazing.
something you couldn't see earlier.
Yeah.
Says you should
Stop
do
looking at
you
me.
should do more grooming in the car. See, Ursula, I was one of those kids that grew so quickly. I was a beast growing up. Like I had pubes in grade 4, and
Okay,
then
yes,
at
overshare, yeah.
Yes, welcome.
then-
You've really arrived.
and then in year 9, we were going on a school trip, and one of the parents came up to me and said, "What year do you teach?" And I had to say, "I'm one of the kids. I'm just one of the kids."
All I can picture now was early pubes and at a young age is a very hairy butt crack.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Well, there was a photo taken here in the office, and you're right, that's why we need that safety officer back.
Yes.
There was a photo taken last week with my pants down.
Okay, stop. Look at Ursula looking at the door
Sorry,
as though
Ursula,
she's got a
this
race.
is-
I need to leave. Like, I feel like I need an HR person in here.
Urzila Carlson, we love you. Thank you for coming on the show. Channel 10 tonight. Have you been paying attention? 8:40, don't miss it. Great to see your face.
Love you.
Thanks, team.
The Fitzy and Whipper podcast.